Happy Friday to you. She is Australian screen royalty, starring in iconic films like The Man from Snowy River and some of our favourite TV shows like Sea Change and Wentworth.
We adore her. Now Sigrid Thornton has a new comedy thriller hitting the big screen.
I'm writing a new will.
Okay.
I just want to be certain that people who abandon this family don't inherit my money.
Are you talking about Dad or Una? She means Una.
What makes you so sure?
All right, I'm not so sure you're alone.
Looks good. Sigrid joins us now from Melbourne. Morning, how are you?
Good morning, Sylvia. Good morning, David.
A comedy thriller,
thank you.
that is a niche genre, isn't it?
It
Tell
is.
us about SLANT.
I like to call it a genre buster or a genre bender is probably more appropriate because it's kind of described. We're still trying to work out how to label it because it does flick between the genres. It's kind of camp, noir. It's retro, it's also a thriller, and it's also got a little bit of horror. Blood is spilt. So it's a lot of things, and it's also kind of a wild romp, really.
And a fun cast too. Pia Miranda's in this. You both started in Wentworth,
beautiful
but not in the
cast,
same
yes.
season. Have you worked with Pia before?
I have never actually. I worked with Pia on a couple of things, but never across the same set.
Oh, wow.
And the day will come. I hope perhaps SLANT too, which Michael Nico, hopefully, our beautiful producer, writer, and lead. Hopefully, he's already penning the sequel because we'll see how this goes. But you know.
Of course.
You can't be too. We don't want to be too quick off the mark, but we've got high hopes for this.
Well, you know, it's so good, isn't it, to see the industry here in Australia thriving again and picking up steam again after the pandemic. But of course, over in Hollywood, it's come to a grinding halt. What are your thoughts on what's going on over there in Hollywood, and how the industry on the whole is being affected at the moment?
Well, you know, it's really difficult. It's becoming more and more difficult in the US as a working actor to earn a good, solid living and support your family, and that's the sort of crux of that's the bottom line issue. But the strike is about a lot of different issues. One of them is AI. The other one is the streaming industry, although it's been absolutely fantastic for the consumer, for people like us who love to be able to have the options that it offers, it is actually making it very, very difficult for people to find their niche and their own reward. And that's not just actors, it's obviously writers because they were the first union to strike. But it's also something we need to be vigilant about in Australia too, just understanding the value and importance of our local cultural content.
Yeah, but protecting Aussie stories and paying for it too, which is a good idea. Hey, look, because you've been at the foreground of this, a lot of people don't know this, but Australia has its own like Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it's in front of the iconic Randwick Ritz, and you are going to be inducted next week. So huge congratulations there.
Thank you, David. Thank you. I'm really honoured, and I'm looking forward to being able to welcome, with my little plaque, help to welcome people into Australian movies in that beautiful cinema in Randwick for years to come.
Well, you deserve all the stars and all the accolades, and we're always delighted to chat with you, Sigrid. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Sig.
Such a pleasure.
And
Have a
the
great
cast
day.
and crew of SLANT will be doing Q&As around the country next week, so head to slantmovie.com for those details and check it out. Still to come this morning, Johnny Depp, as you've